Hello and welcome to a new video on political science concept series. This video we are going to talk about Machiavelli. He is known as the child of his time, belongs to a time period of 1469 to 1527. His book named The Prince is known as one of the best book written on statecraft. At the same time, you might be knowing our first Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru also told Machiavelli and compared with Chanakya in his book Discovery of India. So we are going to discuss in detail about his two books. One is The Prince, another one is The Discourses. Let us understand the essence of these two books.
The Prince. So he has written this book especially keeping in mind that in this book he gives advice about ruling. That means how to rule the state where people are corrupt. Okay. He is saying how to rule the state where people are corrupt. So that means you can say that he is more focused on ordering the state. That means to keep the state in a proper order. Now, for such a state, he says that if this is the situation of the state where people are corrupt, what he suggests? He suggests strong state. Okay, strong states. He has also written another book. The name of the book is Discourses. Remember this thing? In this book, he is talking about republic. That means our state should be republic, but that is subject to the condition. And what condition? That it should be republic if people are virtuous. Okay, if they have a reason, they know what is good. So if the people are virtuous, then we should have republic. Otherwise, we should have a strong state, as he suggests in the Prince book. Now, understand, Machiavelli belongs to Italy. So when he has written these books, during his time, Italy was more corrupt. So he is suggesting that the prince should be more strong. Okay. Now, when we try to consider the different views of Machiavelli, so far we have understood that this is the idea behind the book, The Prince, as well as the Discourses, where he has suggested more republic. So you can say that if you make a summary that as to what are the prominent advices of Machiavelli in the book, The Prince, you can say, let's say, for example, Prince must look at the things. He is actually keeping a character's prince, and he is saying that what a prince should be. He is saying prince must look at the things as they are. Okay, rather as they ought to be. So this is one thing he is suggesting, that more of a realism. Okay. So he goes on saying and suggesting that prince should not go into idealism. Prince should stick into the reality. Okay, and he also uh, goes on saying, like, he's criticizing the Plato, who also believes in like philosopher king concept, and Machiavelli says that a king must not be a philosopher. Remember, Plato is saying that a philosopher king, but Machiavelli suggests that the ruler must not be a philosopher. Okay, he should not live in the ideas. So he is restricting that he should not live in ideas, rather he should be more pragmatic, more realistic in his thinking. And he also says that to have a better management of the power, he prefers to live in the world in the imaginations, which will not only harm to himself but also to his people. That means Machiavelli suggests that if the prince thinks about more idealism concept, if the prince thinks about tries to become more idealistic, then it might be harmful for him as well as it will be harmful for the people. So he also has held that he has told Machiavelli has held that prince must not try to fight goodness in every profession. Okay, and he is saying that if he tries to find goodness in politics, he is bound to be disappointed. This is an interesting observation by Machiavelli. He says that we should not try to find out goodness in the politics. If we try to find out that goodness in the politics, as he knows that politics is for the power hunger, so then the prince is bound to be disappointed. Okay, and the prince should be readily available to deal with such person who are not so good. Remember, those who are virtuous, those who are good, they already know what is their duty. But the real work of the prince will come for dealing the corrupt states and to deal with the corrupt people. Okay, and he also suggests that the prince must understand that the profession of politics is different than ethics. Okay, so he is completely saying that politics and ethics are both different. Have I discussed that state is nothing but individual, read, large? Have I talked about it? Yes, I have talked about this statement. State is nothing but, Plato has suggested, individual, read, large, and he says that at individual it is ethics, and if we enlarge at the state level, then it will be politics.